right, guys, we are back again for another day. It is unfortunately a late stream. However, what we're going to be doing today, we're going to be doing organic chemistry for the first time. This is our first session of organic chemistry. Um, I wouldn't quite say that I'm excited. Uh, as you guys can probably tell, considering that we have done almost three chapters or at least two chapters of most other things, not even, not okay. Honestly, that's a stretch. We've done at least one of every other chapter, and then even got up to two, sometimes three in other in other sections, and we left this one for absolute last. And the reason why is because organic chemistry, my grades in classes may have looked otherwise, but it's probably going to be the most annoying. And looking at the first chapter, as simple as it might have looked, it didn't feel like, I don't know, like it didn't feel like easy. It didn't feel like what a first chapter normally looks like. So what I'm gonna do is for the first section, like we're gonna do something that we have never done before. Um, we are genuinely just gonna pull up the we're gonna go into my browse for Anki, and we're literally just gonna go through the cards so that I have kind of an understanding. Because I started looking at them off stream, and then I was like, low key, what I'm doing right now is I'm pretty much studying the cards before going into it. So I might as well just pull up the stream and start doing that. Because I wasn't trying to study the cards. I was just like evaluating whether it was worth doing today. And I think I, I don't know, like I think it might be. It might just be worth, I think it's worth starting at least so that we at least have something going on there. Um, if I'm look, I'm literally gonna pull it up. Uh, if we expand Orgo, okay, maybe if I uh also you guys don't understand, bro. Those 378 cards that we just did, bro, that we did the other day, they've genuinely been torturing me. As you can see, we have 236 cards, which is not that bad, but it's only because it's been like 2 days. So it's like I just like we use it 2 days. Like realistically, now we're maybe like 1 day worth of contents ahead or something like that of like 1 day ahead of schedule. Realistically, we will have another day where I just because there's still a couple more parts of Pancal that I had done. So 8C, I can, bro, I swear I just expanded this to like 60 or 70. Um, 1 second. So 8C, we can do all these in 1 day. So there's gonna be a day we'll just do all of 8C, and it'll be like basically like a couple days worth of stuff again. But I'm not ready to do that. So we're gonna wait that out. Uh, um, but if we look at organic chemistry, like look, these three parts are all 14 cards, bro. 14 cards. Like I need to be able to do all those in 1 day, for sure, for certain. Like there's no reason why I should be taking any longer. And also Orgo is worth, I'm pretty sure, by like some calculations that I did at some point last year because I didn't want to do, or I've never wanted to study the Orgo part. I'm pretty sure it's worth 5% of the grade. So that's the reason why I don't want to. I just honestly, sometimes I just consider just skipping it. Like, genuinely, maybe I would just do better if I just skipped it. But uh, I'm not gonna do that. We will be studying it. Um, uh, honestly, me even mentioning that out loud again made me not want to do it. But we are gonna do it. Uh, we need to do, obviously we still also need to finish normal chemistry, uh, which is we okay. So we've done okay. Let's honestly look at it. So we've done two chapters in chemistry. We've done we did one and a half of biology, and we did two full chapters of biochemistry. So as okay, the later I am incredibly excited. I don't think you guys understand. I am incredibly excited for the chapters that do not have like, oh my god, that they don't, if we can get to the chapters that have pathways as most of the cards, I guarantee you guys it'll be the fastest day, because I'm literally just gonna draw it out. Like I don't know how I'm gonna draw it out, but I'm gonna draw it out. Um, and maybe we'll spend 30 minutes on just drawing it out over and over again until we feel like we have it down. But I promise it's gonna be like to me that's the funnest part. So um that, like I genuinely look forward to that. Uh, so yeah, all right. Let me pull up the browse so you guys can see it. Um, I'll like sum up what I learned in the like I'll sum up what I learned while I was scrolling off stream. Okay. So pretty much it's already organized. Like I did that, I think, I don't know, like maybe before last stream or something, like before I had made the decision that I was just gonna do 378 cards in one day. Um, okay, this is like the normal stuff. I did realize that it does tell you how to, like, that the longest carbon chain with highest order functional group is going to and the number of carbons is and the functional group are going to determine the parent name together. Um, so okay, so you start at the highest priority functional group, and okay, like these rules are going to be important, and I'm going to need to like try to remember that. Um, maybe I might need to add something into the question or something like that so that I like remember to state the rules that go along with it. Um, like I'll honestly edit this one now. Um, how do you determine parent name, and what happens if two groups have the same priority? Okay, so then move on to the next one. This one is going to be like, I don't know, we're going to need to come up with something for this so that we can actually number these. Um, I really do. That's going to be like normal. Uh, for these, I feel like I would probably want to, like, if I click preview, can you guys see that? I don't know if you guys can see that. Uh, yeah, you guys can't see that. All right. So what I would want ideally is to be able to like know which groups, and I don't have to like it's going to take the card a lot longer to go like be processed if I don't have them written out. So I'm just gonna like I'm gonna write them in like alphabetical order, or somewhat alphabetical order. um I'm not intra organizing them, bro. uh did I miss one? I didn't, right? Okay. S. carboxylic acid, ester, ketone. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Fuck. Am I bugging? Did I come wrong? Oh no, I forgot anhydride. Anhydride. All right. This just it's just gonna make these cards a lot faster so that I could just read off the list and I'd be able. Okay, that's a crazy prefix. What the hell is that? Al for anhydride, really? Alcon, what? Alkanoyl carbonal. That's a crazy start, bro. That is a crazy start, I will say. Um, we're probably gonna like these are the types of cards that I was trying to avoid by using this deck in the first place. I'm gonna be honest with you. Um, so if you realize these two cards I suspended because I I don't need this. Like I don't need those cards. This card I'm gonna leave alone because I feel like it's nice seeing um like like it's good for me to see okay, it's the highest priority functional group of a carbon hydrogen bond. Um am I bugging? Or did this one not say that? Uh what? Um Something's not right here. Um we are gonna copy this and I'm going to search. That that is it up is the chart upside down? Like uh alkenes have priority over alkynes. Okay, so this card literally just wrong? Why would it say that? Uh Bruh. Okay. All right. Let's just give me 1 second. Let me find this. Try to find this right quick. Okay. I'm trying to check this card. It's pretty much my problem right now. Okay. The tools. Check. This is okay, so this card is blatantly wrong. So we are going to suspend it too, because it's number one. It's like I could fix it, but the only reason why I was not suspending it is because it was it literally wasn't even it had I thought it had new information, but it doesn't. It's wrong. How are alkanes named substituents versus parent chains? Is that did we literally not cover this here? Ane versus alkyl. Is that is that not what we like? Did we not cover that? This is literally covered. So suspend. I'm glad we're going through this because it would have pissed me off. Um, how are alkenes named as substituents and parent chains? The highest order functional group partially overwrites it. Alcohol will with an alkene will have a suffix carbon, instead of, you know. Okay, let's look at this. Um, I don't see team. Okay, let's see. You see, I wish that they had like an example of an alcohol with an alkene will have the suffix carbon. What does that mean? Carbon number enol. What does that mean, bro? What does that mean? I'm gonna check. I'm gonna check this card. I'm gonna check this card too, because I'm just not sure. I'm not sure what that means. How do you? I'm gonna look it up. How do you name an alcohol with a double bond? Oh, I get it. I get it. It's gonna end in like I think it's just saying like butenol instead of anal. Not like that. Um, I just think I understand it now. I understand how what it means by that. Um, okay. I think it's worth keeping that just for that fact. I think it's worth keeping for that fact. Damn. Um, that's the reason why this one doesn't matter. To be honest, that's the reason why this one doesn't matter because it's like the basic one. There is nothing with higher priority. That's why that's the only one that I think needs to be suspended out of these. Um, okay. You see, because what is the point of having these cards if you're just gonna do it again? What is the point? That is not new information at all. What is a diol? Two alcohols. I was like counting it out. I kind of got deep into that card. I'm not gonna lie. I forgot I was even on stream for a second. What are geminal diols? Diols with hydroxy groups on the same carbon. Okay. They spontaneously dehydrate to produce. I like those cards. I like those cards. We'll get through them fast. An alkoxy group is a carbon attached to a parent chain. I like that. I like that card. You see, I like these cards that is actually nomenclature. Like that's the name of this. That's the name of this chapter. I don't want anything but that. I want to learn nomenclature on the chapter called nomenclature. I don't want to do anything else. I like this card too. Easy. That's like easy pickings. What is an aldehyde? Um, I feel like an aldehyde is like a is let's look at this. Aldehyde is like middle of the road. So it's like I don't know, man. I feel like I feel like that's a bad description. I'm gonna be honest with you. I might change this. Okay. Um, are ketones here? Okay. Okay. All right. Um, yeah, we are suspending this one too. Um, see this. Yikes. I think that might be a misspelling. Nothing? Really? This is accurate? Is that genuinely the name? Oh, it is. I thought it was a misspelling. I should have known by this. My fault. My fault for doubting you, Captain Hook. Um, yeah. Once again, it's just if you're gonna cover it in one card, cover it in one card. Don't split it. And honestly, it saves me like 10 cards. So just name them in the first five. So I don't need to memorize it 18 different times. I can just spend a good amount of time on the first one, and that's it. What is a general rule for common naming ketone? That's funny. Um, didn't we just do this as well? Okay, I'll leave it alone for now. Wow. Okay. How do you name carboxylic acids as substituents and parent chains? Um, given carboxylic acids as substituents and parent chains. Okay, another suspension. Ask them again. Okay. So sometimes for some of these cards, I'm not gonna lie, what I might do is I might like carboxylic acid. Instead of saying molecule with terminal carbonyl with with a hydroxyl group as its highest order functional group. Um yeah, I don't think I'm gonna be saying that. I think I probably will be drawing it out. I might draw it out, but I don't know if this is like, and honestly, me drawing it out might eventually lead to me just suspending it, if I'm being honest. But um carbonyl bonded to an oxygen to another carbon. Bonded? Okay. Um uh this would be methyl, ethyl, propyl. So it would be right here. This is they just did methyl. Okay, I see. I kind of understand. So as a parent, it's given 08. Wait, which one was the one that we were doing? Esther? Yeah, so as a parent, it's given 08. And as as a substituent, it's given alkoxycarbonate. Okay. Amides as substituents. Okay. Um, that's interesting. N-ethyl, N-methyl. What? That is actually horrendous. That I've seen. I feel like I've seen that before, and that's like none of my classes ever really cared about naming the molecules. So this is genuinely like a first. I've never seen that. That is like such what is why would you allow for the ambiguity? Maybe I'm bugging for saying this, but why would you allow for the ambiguity of of putting two ends when it's just one that is bound to two different groups? I don't know. That's kind of weird. Uh okay, so in these cases, right? This is oh, I guess this is in Amid. Um I leave that we leave that there. Right, that's good. And that's good. Okay. So we got rid of one, two, three, four, five, six, seven, 8 cards out of 42. So we're down to 34 cards. We have 34 cards to get through. From 42. Which means let's switch over. Uh okay. So we have 34 cards. Not bad, I will say. I will say. Not bad, not bad. Okay. So low key, before we do that, we have 300 cards in this deck. Wow. It expects us to be done in 5 days. What? I did not mean to put that. Okay. Uh, let's see. Uh, nomenclature. All right. I forgot my remote. 1 second. Uh, okay. 34 minutes. Let's see if it was worth it. I feel like it was. I feel like it was worth it. We didn't even start yet. How does one name an organic molecule? How do you determine the parent name, and what happens if two groups have the same priority? All right. So let's see what I can remember. It's not gonna be a lot, but um. So I know that you're gonna start from the parent name is based on the highest priority functional group. If two groups have the same priority, um, start with the group that has the longest chain and then create the least amount of branches. That's all I remember. The longest carbon chain with the highest order functional group. I think alkenes. Oh no, then identify longest carbon chain with highest order functional group. Number of carbons and functional group determines the parent name. Uh, Number of the chain from starting at the highest priority functional group. If two groups have the same priority, number the chain so that the branches have the lowest numbers. I feel like that part might be a little confusing. Name substituents, name the substituents and place before the parent name. Multiple of the same type, add prefix di, tri, etc. Multiple substituents, add them alphabetically. Um, assign assign numbers to each substituent. Uh, okay, so here, this was 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Okay, yeah, so one, two, yeah, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, and then this was. I don't know if I really see. I guess they're all equal priority. This is why I feel like this is a bad example, bro. Like you can't do that. You can't give an example like this. Um, Number the chain from highest priority functional group. So identify the longest chain with the highest order functional group. Number the chain from highest priority functional group, which I guess that did that. Name the substituents. So here we have the ethyl. We have the ethyl here. We have dimethyl 3 here. If you have multiple substituents, place them alphabetically. Okay, so that's why you have 4 ethyl, 5 isopropyl. What? Oh no. The di doesn't count. So 3 dimethyl octane. Okay. Maybe that's okay. I might be able to remember that. So identify identify the longest carbon chain, number the chain from the highest priority functional group, number the chain from the highest priority functional group, and name the substituents and place it before the parent name. And then assign numbers to each substituent. Okay, so I'm gonna zoom in and I'm only gonna look at this. So we have, even though we just looked at the name, so we have one, we would count these out, it would be 8. So then we know that it's gonna go last, it's gonna be octane, right? And then we know we have an isopropyl, two methyls, and an ethyl. So because we need to put the thing, we need to name the substituents, which you just did, and we need to put all those before the parent name in order because there's multiple substituents. And then we're gonna basically just say where those are. I kind of read I low-key looked up, if I'm being honest with you. I did kind of look up. Okay, all right, it's fine. Because I was trying to think of what the rule was, because I was literally just gonna do it because I feel like I remember this. Um, okay. So, all right, we can click again. List the functional groups in terms of increasing priority. Okay, so we have uh um okay, so we're gonna make probably the worst mnemonic in the world. So we have uh K Caleb, right? Caleb, Caleb, and Esther. Uh uh I'm just trying to think of something bad, but like maybe grammatically correct is probably better. Caleb and Esther ate all keto, all the all the keto. Caleb and Esther ate all the keto. Oh, bruh. All the keto alcohol and and triple A, and we low key gonna put the word batteries outside. But you gotta think about it. You gotta think about it, guys. This might be the worst mnemonic in the history of the planet. But one of my teachers, you know what he once said? The bad mnemonics are the ones that you remember. Because why did uh what's that I'm proving my own point wrong here. What's that one that they say about Sally for it was for PEMDAS? Uh like your great aunt Sally. Uh let's look it up, let's look it up. Something about great aunt Sally. Please excuse my dear aunt Sally. Yeah, bro. Like who like why do some people still remember that? Like people spend so long remembering that and it's like it has no significance. Who in the world is Sally? But what you could look at is I don't even know if battery works here. I'm not gonna lie. Like I tried. I was gonna try see if I can figure it out. But thing is that it's one, then two, then three. But this A just kind of needs to be ignored, bro. Combat bias. I don't even know, bro. Triple, triple, triple A. I don't even know, bro. Uh, we're gonna say honey because that's the best word that I can think of right now. Words that end in EYA. Yeah, guys, this is like impossible, bro. Batteria. Ooh, that's a good one. That's a good one. Like Spanish, bro. Triple A, batteria. That's not how you spell bateria in Spanish, but that's how we gonna spell it here, okay? Because we need to remember this. And this A needs to be ignored, bro. You need to ignore that A. It's EYA, bro. EYA. So if we looked at this, we could like I'm gonna cover this up. We're gonna cover that up. Mm, mm, mm. Look. I'm not even gonna look at the mnemonic. Caleb and Esther ate all the keto, alk, and triple A baterias. We just gotta remember that. And I'll like say what they stand for in a second. Okay, so Caleb for carboxylic acid, and for anhydride, Esther for ester, 8 for amide. That one is a little harder. Um, Alda for aldehyde, keto for ketone, alk for alcohol, and then alkene, alkyne, alkane. And as long as we write that down on a sheet, the moment that we walk into the test, we'll be fine, bro. We could literally cut time. We could cut some time of having to think about this whole like mnemonic. Like we could cut that out from any time that I ever need to name a molecule for some reason. So, um, yeah. So we spent a good amount of time on that. I think we're good. How does one name an organic molecule? How do you determine parent name and what happens if two groups have the same priority? Um, so you're gonna find the longest carbon chain. You're gonna number it. Um, you're gonna choose the carbon chain that has the highest priority functional group, and that's gonna be your parent chain, right? Then all of your substituents, you're gonna if you're gonna number them. You're gonna count how many there are of each one, and you're gonna name each one, identify all of them, and then you're gonna put all of those before the parent name in numerical order. If you have two groups that have the same priority, then you're gonna do you're gonna number the chain from I don't even know, bro. How do you do that? They have the same priority. Number the chain so the branches have the lowest numbers. How to number a chain if two groups have the same priority. Okay, so basically what it's saying is if you have something that would be like 2, 5, bruh, 2, 5, 7 methyl whatever, right? Or you would have 3, 6, 8 methyl whatever. You're gonna go with this one. You need to number the branch so that the branches have the lowest numbers. All right. So okay. All right. I didn't understand that before. List the functional groups in terms of increasing priority. So Caleb, Caleb and Esther. All right, we're gonna start typing. Uh, Carboxylic acid, Caleb and and Esther ate all the keto, alcohol, and alkene, alk, alkyne, alkane. What is the naming convention for 1, 2, 3, and 4 part of carbon molecules? I'm about to suspend this, bro. I'm not gonna lie to you. 1, 2, 3, 4 is methyl, methane, ethane, propane, and butane. Yes, if they were all alkanes, they would all end in ane. Yes. We're suspending that card, bro. I'm not gonna lie. Suspend. Suspend. How does one name an organic molecule? How do you determine parent name, and what happens if two groups have the same priority? Uh, um, so how does one name an organic molecule? All right, so you're gonna number the chain, um, number the chain, um, to identify the longest one because your parent chain and the highest priority group are gonna be important for determining the parent name. Um, when you're numbering the chain, if two of the groups have the same priority, you're gonna number it from the side that would lead to the lesser numbers. Uh, then you're gonna put all of the substituents. If there's multiple of the same group, you would do like di, tri, whatever. If there's which don't count in the parent name, they wouldn't count in like the name for the like alphabetization. Um, then if you have multiple substituents, then you're gonna organize them by alphabet. Um, then what else? I think that's it. I think the last step is to number the substituent, but I feel like we already kind of described that. Like, I feel like this definition, this explanation of how to number it and of how to like name it is so like long-winded. What is the naming convention for 5 and higher? Like normal, like pent, uh, hex, hept, oct, non, uh, deck, undeck. Uh, I think after that is duo deck. No, yeah, I think so. Right? Am I bugging? Oh, Dodeck. God damn it. There's no way it would get to Dodeck. Surely it wouldn't. It would never get to Dodeck. I wonder if they would try to trick me like that, like putting duo deck. I don't know. Damn, it was just that one after undecillion. Oh my god. Okay, I would have had it. List the suffixes of the parent groups. Okay, so aldehyde is gonna be aldehyde is okay. I just need to go do this for the first time. Okay, so look, right. I'm not gonna look at the chart. I shouldn't have clicked. Bruh, can I not draw up here? Can I draw down here? Oh, bruh. I don't think I have drawing selected. Okay, there we go. So we have this one is obviously going to be ol. This is obviously going to be een, ein, ein, uh, uh, maybe oic acid, ester. I don't remember. Ketone. I don't remember. Uh, anhydride. I definitely don't remember. I remember. I think I remember this one being the weird one. Amide. It's probably something similar to amide. And aldehyde, I don't remember. Maybe like no, it's not oxo, right? I don't know. Okay, so een, ein, ein. Yes, we got that. Ol, I got that. Oic acid, I got that. Anhydride is literally just anhydride. Bruh, it's a whole separate word. It's not even a suffix. It's just a separate word. Um, okay, if it's an ester, you ended in O8. Um, amide, you just ended in amide. Bruh. Um, okay. So I just need to remember amide is the same and hydride is the same. Uh, okay. So all own. Okay. I can remember. I can remember. I can definitely remember own for ketone. Um. Okay. So for ester, I just need to remember O8 and aldehyde. I remember all. Okay. That I mean, I could kind of figure that out. Suffix. Um. What is the naming convention for five and higher? So we're gonna have pent, hex, het, oct, non, deck, undeck, dodeck. I was pressing good from that, like after that. So we have, we're just gonna pull this out. Right. Okay. Bro, can I like, can I write? Okay. So we have carboxylic acid, Caleb, and Esther ate all the keto alcohol and alkane. How does one name an organic molecule? You're just gonna name the longest chain, or you're gonna number the longest chain, and obviously, I guess you're naming it as well. Um, and then you're gonna number the chain like from the highest priority functional group. If you have two of the same functional group, then you're just gonna start at the one that leads to the branches with the smallest numbers. Um, then you're gonna look at the substituents and you're gonna number those. Obviously, identify them first and number them, and you're gonna order them in the name according to alphabetical order. The parent name is based on the longest chain as well as the highest priority functional group. Mm, okay, list the suffixes. So we know this one is gonna be, bro, we know that this one is gonna be aldehyde, so it's gonna be all. This one's gonna be just anhydride, so check. This one's gonna be amide, check. This one's gonna be all. This is gonna be this one's gonna be ene. This one's gonna be ein. This one's gonna be ein. This one is gonna be oic acid. This is gonna be damn ester. Ester's gonna be O8. And ketone is gonna be damn. It's just gonna be own. I think it might be own. All right, guys. I don't know when. Why did it just start? Why did it, bro? There's no way. Okay, I know for a fact that it wasn't on this the whole time. I don't know why I just went back to this, but I'm. I hope. I hope that it wasn't on that this whole time. I hope that it wasn't on browse this whole time. I'm actually gonna go back and check this. There's no way. There's no way. I literally have it up right above me, bro. If I genuinely messed up this bad, that's really embarrassing. That this whole time it wasn't up. You guys couldn't see anything that I was doing. Would have been crazy. You guys couldn't see anything that I was drawing on the screen. That would be a massive failure if that's what was happening. Oh no, you guys can see. Okay, cool. I don't know when it switched. All right, I think we're good. Uh, okay, hello. All right, you guys still hear me? Perfect. All right, so aldehyde is gonna be aldehyde. I don't know what it is. The prefix, I don't know what it is. But I do remember one of these is oxo. I think this one is oxo. And if the last one, that means that ketone could also be oxo. Because I remember seeing that in the other card, that it could also be oxo. So, um, the prefix, I don't really know, bro. I think, I think this one is carboxyl. It's probably carboxyl. The one that's gonna annoy me the most is gonna be ester. I, I still don't. Oh, never mind. It's gonna be anhydride. Because why is the suffix? Why is the suffix alkanoyl oxycarbonyl, bro? Why did they need to go? Why did they need to go that hard? Was that really like necessary? Okay, so it's oxo or keto. Hydroxy for alcohol. Alkene. Um. Okay, let's put the music on because I didn't. Not only did I thought I was messing up in a lot of ways today, bro. Okay, so alkanoyl oxycarbonyl. Alkanoyl, that sounds like a spell. Alkanoyl oxycarbonyl. Alcox, alco, alcoxin, alcoxycarbonyl. I'm pretty sure it's like this. And this is an ester. It's like O R uh OR. I'm pretty sure that's an ester. So this is like alk oxycarbonyl, I guess. Alkoxycarbonyl. Alk oxycarbonyl. Oh, well, alk oxycarbonyl. Um, and then anhydride. I don't even know. I don't know. I don't even know how to try that out. To be honest with you, I don't know. Alkanoyl oxycarbonyl, and then amide can be carbamoyl or amido. They love their oils on this one, bro. Okay, I was never gonna guess these. Alkyl, alkynyl, and alkeno. Alkeno, alkyno, and alkyl. Okay. I promise I'm not gonna take that long on this. I know it's been an hour and we're just now getting started. But um okay, so the suffixes we have this is gonna be all. This is gonna be just anhydride. It's gonna be amide, all, in, ein, ein, oic acid. Ester is gonna be O8, and ketone is gonna be on. When placing substituents names with prefixes before the parent name, do we consider the prefixes for alphabetization? No. And okay, so all that explanation, I'm just like, it doesn't, I, it genuinely doesn't matter. the prefixes. Aldehyde is oxo, right? Then ketone is oxo too, is oxo or keto. Then anhydride is gonna be alka alkanoyl oxycarbonyl. Alkanoyl oxycarbonyl. I don't I don't know, man. This one genuinely just sounded like something like I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Don't ask me how. But to me, alkanoyl somehow feels like I don't know. It gives me the same vibe. But for some reason, I'm not gonna remember this one. It's like alka. I don't know. Um, amide. Amide is like. This is like. This is like carbomoyl, right? Is there an O? I don't know. I remember saying carbomoyl, so I'm gonna put the O. Carbomoyl and amido. All right. Then alcohol is gonna be. I don't know. I don't know what alcohol is. Alkane, I know is alkyl. This is gonna be al alkyl, and this one's gonna be alkylyl, and then carboxylic acid is gonna be uh probably carboxyl. Um, ester was the other one. It's gonna be um, it's gonna be uh, it's like alka alka carbonyl. I'm literally just gonna do alka carbonyl. I'm just gonna skip the noyl stuff from the anhydride one. Okay, alkanoyl carbonyl. I got that one. Carboxy. Okay, this one was close. Oxycarb oxycarbonyl. Bruh. Alk. I didn't put the. Bruh, I put carbonyl, but I didn't. I put alka instead of alkoxy. And then for amide, carbamoyl. Okay, you see? Well, I did put an O here. I don't know if that's my handwriting or if I just wrote it badly. Uh, aldehyde is oxo. That's oxo or keto. F hydroxy. Oh, alcohol is hydroxy. Alkanyl. Oh, and they're neals, not leals. Oops. I got the alkane right though. I guess. What is the naming convention for five and higher? It's gonna be um it's gonna be pentane or pent, hex, hept, oct, non, dec, undec, and dodec. List the functional groups in terms of, so we have carboxylic acid, anhydride, ester, amide, aldehyde, ketone, no, aldehyde, alcohol, ketone, and alkene, alkyne, and alkane. Sorry. You see, that's what happens when you don't write it out. Sometimes you just need to write it out to make sure. How does one name an organic molecule? You're gonna count out the chain, count out the longest chain, and you're gonna count out the longest chain with the highest priority functional group, right? And then you're gonna that's gonna those two things, longest chain and highest priority functional group, they're gonna determine the parent name. And then you're gonna go, um, what's it called? Uh, you're gonna you're gonna number the substituents. Um, you're gonna identify the substituents, then number the substituents. And you're gonna place them in alphabetical order if there's more than one substituent. If there's not more than one substituent, then um, you can uh, if you have multiple of the same substituent, then you would name it like di, tri, so on and so forth. Okay, the prefixes for the substituent functional groups. Okay, so the prefixes are gonna be, for aldehyde, it's gonna be, I think it's gonna be, we're gonna take out this first. No, bro. Why is it that low? Now it wants to be right there. Okay, so alkoxy, al no, oxynoyl, alkanoyl, bro, al alkanoyl oxycarbonyl. Then you're gonna have, uh, anhydride is gonna be anhydride. Uh, what is anhydride, bro? Anhydride is gonna be, I think it's just alkoxycarbonyl, right? And then amide is gonna be amido, or um amido, or damn, what is the other one? Oh, carbamoyl. And then you're gonna have alcohol. It's gonna be hydroxy. Then you're gonna have alcohol. It's gonna be, no, I mean, so this is gonna be alkenyl. It's gonna be alkenyl. Then it's gonna be alkyl. Carboxylic acid is gonna be, um carboxy. Um ester is gonna be. I think I'm confusing one. I think I think I think ester. I think ester is the. I think ester is the alkoxycarbonyl. I don't know what this one was. I just don't know. I just don't remember what anhydride was. Um, Ketone is either oxo or I guess oxo or keto. So, oh, that's what, bruh. Okay, so yeah, so just this aldehyde is oxo. That's the thing. So aldehyde is just oxo. Aldehyde is just oxo, and hydride is gonna be this one. Then amide, this we just cross it out, and then everything else is in order. Al- Alkanoyl oxycarbonyl, then we have alkoxycarbonyl, then amides, we have um I don't know what does this do? Toggle full screen canvas, brother. Okay, so uh if I toggle it, okay, I don't know what that does, bro. I'll be honest. Okay, so carboxy was for carboxylic acid, alkoxycarbonyl was for ester, alkenyl. I can't even really see it, bro, because of the positioning here. Alkenyl. I'm gonna assume that one was right. Alkyl. Okay. Oxo, keto, carbomoyl or meto, carboxy for that one. Okay, cool. I think I got that. When placing substituents names with prefixes, do no. List the suffixes. So we have all, we have anhydride, we have amide, we have ol, ene, ein, ane, oic, acid, ester, O8, and ketone is gonna be own. Um, how are alkenes named as substituents and parent chains? Uh, well, if there is an alkene in a situation where it's being named alongside an alcohol, uh, then it's like the names would kind of combine. So instead of ending in anal, it would end in enol as a when it would be a substituent. Okay, I probably should have remembered this though. So, okay, when it's a parent chain, when it's a parent chain, it gets a when it's a parent chain, it gets a suffix. I don't know, let me check. Hold up. When it's a parent chain, does it get a suffix or okay, yeah, so parent groups get suffixes. So those get added to the end, which does make sense, obviously, given the naming rules. So parent chains get the suffixes. So alkenes would get ene. Um, but yeah, I think that was the important feature that we were trying to remember. Oh, okay. So, um, okay, we're gonna do. Yeah, I mean, I give myself a hard. How do you name compounds with two double bonds? Two double bonds? Um, you would probably say like di, uh, diene. Yeah. Low key, like I know that. I'm thinking that I know that, but I just like in the moment didn't. I had to kind of make it up, or well, consciously I was making it up. Name both carbon numbers and give it the number. Give it the name diene. So in this one, it would be one, two, and then it's gonna be this, two, four. Okay. So you're naming where it starts, where the group starts. Even if it's on the main chain, you're naming where it starts. How are alkynes named? Like if they're with if they're with like another group, it's gonna get partially overwritten. Um, but like if it's an alcohol, then it would be like enol, like with a Y. I think, right? Yeah, enol. I hate that. I hate the like when you put the number in the middle of one of the like suffixes. Oh my god, I hate that. Um, what is an alkyl halide? Um, halogen bound to a normal carbon and are named by adding an O to their root element name. Okay, cool. Uh, they're always substituents. Um, How do you name compounds with two double bonds? Um, you call it a diene. You number them and you call it a diene. What is an alcohol? A carbon or a carbon chain bound to a hydroxy group. What is a diol? A diol, I don't know. A molecule with two alcohols. Um, wait, hold on. Yeah, okay. What are geminal diols? I think the alcohols are in the same place. I don't know if anyone, if anyone that speaks Spanish watches this, it would be like, let me look up, let me look, I'm gonna look up something, I'm gonna look up something. I'm a cook for people that speak Spanish. Hold on. You see, like, so identical twins, aka on the identical carbon, they're called like twins, like babies. They're known as gemelos or gemela. They're like obviously they're identical twins. So like here, Gemino twins, you could kind of like relate it, or Gemino twins, not Gemino, I guess. Um, what is an alkyl halide and how are they named? Um, what is an alkyl halide and how are they named? Um, what is an alkyl halide and how are they named? It's just the carbon bonded to a halogen. It's always a substituent, so it takes up. It like has the. You use the prefix like for fluorine you use fluoro, for bromine you use bromo. Like you know, a big man. What is an alcohol? An alcohol is a carbon or carbon chain that's bound to. In a second, okay. It's just my headphones being loud. I wanted to make sure. What is an alcohol? A carbon or carbon chain bound to a hydroxyl group as its highest priority functional group. What is a diol? A diol, I don't know, has two alcohols. It kind of does make sense. If a molecule with two double bonds is a diene, a molecule with two alcohols is going to be a diol. It does make sense. This is this, I think, is this one always a substituent too? So like always goes at the end, but you keep the parent name? Yeah. Okay. How are alkenes named as substituents and parent chains? It depends. If it's with like an alcohol or something like that, you can change the last part to like enol instead of anal. What are geminal diols? That means that the hydroxyl groups are going to be on the same carbon. Okay. The prefixes are gonna be damn. Okay, they got me. They got me now. Aldehyde is gonna be. I think it's just oxo. Still, it's still just oxo. And then we're just gonna go like this. So anhydride is gonna be uh alco alkoxy no alcohol alkanoyl alkanoyl oxycarbonyl. Because anhydride is the most annoying one. Then we have amido or carbamoyl. Carbamoyl. Then alcohol we have hydroxy. Alkene, alkenyl, alkene, alkenyl, alkyl, carboxy, al alkoxy carbonyl, and keto or oxo or oxo. Okay, carboxy anhydride as alkanoyl oxycarbonyl, alkoxycarbonyl, carbamoyl or amido, oxo, oxo or keto, hydroxy, alkeno, alkeno, alkyl. All right, cool. Do we see geminal diols often? No, because like I guess the reverse reaction runs the opposite way, or runs spontaneously. They spontaneously dehydrate to form carbonyl compounds. What are vicinal diols? Vicinal diols, it means that they're on different carbons. The hydroxyl groups are on different carbons. Oh, in the vicinity. I see that. I see that. What is an alkoxy group? It's just a carbon attached to an oxygen. Okay. Carbonyl group is carbon double bonded to an oxygen. How do we name carbons relative to their carbonyl group? Uh, oh, what is an aldehyde? An aldehyde is it's like, bruh, it is, it's like this. Um, this is pretty much always R, and then there's gonna be an H. So it's like a carbon chain attached to a carbonyl. I don't know. A carbon chain with a carbonyl at the like end. That is indeed what I said. I said it weirdly, but yes, I did say that. You don't see it often because they spontaneously dehydrate to form They spontaneously dehydrate uh, to form carbonyls. That means that they're on adjacent carbons to one another. How are alkynes named? If as a parent chain, it would be if it's like an alcohol, then the instead of being ANOL, it would be YNOL. So it's like partially changed. What is a carbonyl group? It's a oxygen double bonded to a carbon. What is an alkoxy group? It means that it's a carbon chain that's bound to the parent chain via an oxygen, with an oxygen in between the parent chain and the substituent chain. How do we name carbons relative to the carbonyl group? It would be like alpha, beta, gamma, delta, going in order away from the central carbon. So instead of like, I'm gonna draw like, if we have carbon right there, carbon right there. So this one would be, you wouldn't count this one, but you count this one. So it'd be alpha, beta, and so on and so forth. What is a diol? It means there's two alcohols in the molecule. And on you would put it as a suffix. What are the three common names associated with aldehydes? Okay. Formaldehyde, I think that's the most basic one. Um, I don't know. Acetaldehyde and pro, propanion, propionaldehyde, propionaldehyde, methanol, ethanol, propanol. Um, okay. How do you name compounds with two double bonds? Um, you would call them dienes, and you would put them. Uh, uh, yeah. I mean, I think it might be a suffix. Yeah. So you would just name it. You would replace the ending with diene. Okay. I didn't really get that. I don't know why I've been clicking hard, but I didn't really get that. What is a ketone? A ketone is a carbonyl with uh like it goes with another carbon chain. It has a carbon chain attached to a carbonyl. It's at the end of a carbon chain. Oh damn. It's not at the end. My fault. I should have known that. It's because I didn't draw it out. If I would have drawn it out, I would have known. Um what are three common names? What are three common names? So we have formaldehyde, aka methanol. Then we have acetal. Wait, yeah, we have acetaldehyde, which is gonna be propanol, and then we're gonna have what's the last one? Propanol, propionaldehyde. What is an alcohol? An alcohol is a molecule with a hydroxyl group as its highest priority functional group. How do you name compounds? You put diene as the suffix. It's just a halogen bound to a carbon. They're named using their like whatever halogen it is. So if you have a fluorine, then it'll be fluoro or bromo or so on and so forth. What is a ketone? A ketone is um, ketone's gonna be um, and it's gonna be a carbonyl in the middle of or like within a carbon chain. What are the three common names? Formaldehyde, acetaldehyde, and propionaldehyde. And it's going to be propanal, going backwards, propanal, ethanol, and methanol. What is an aldehyde? An aldehyde is a carbonyl at the end of a carbon chain. What are geminal diols? That means that the hydroxyl groups are on the same carbon. How are alkenes named as substituents? And so if they're with an alcohol, then it could change the A in anal into or anol into an enol. What is the general rule for naming ketones? For common naming ketones. Um, I think you alphabetize, so it would be blank, blank. Like uh, if you have an ET, ME, then you would say ethyl methyl ketone. Um, okay. So, all right. I mean, I did get that right. I was just saying good. What is acetone? What is its common name? Isn't isn't acetone just like this? It's just me. Isn't this acetone? And it's like, so I mean, it would be dimethyl ketone. Oh, which is also known as propanol. Um, because you're gonna have you're gonna have methyl and methyl, which is like one. I low-key learned this. I figured this is like I went quiet for a second because I was trying to see if there was a rule to the IUPAC names, even though it didn't ask. So you have one plus one because this is one additional carbon, one additional carbon. Obviously, one plus one equals two. So and then we have M, E, I don't even know, man. See, this is where my logic breaks down. I could have sworn I had it figured out. Damn. What if? What would? What if methanol doesn't exist? Does methanol exist? Okay, whatever. So I don't know, man. I don't know. Never mind, bro. I'm just bugging. Uh, I thought I had figured it out. I'll try to figure it out again when we get back there. But um, okay. We'll do, no, because they spontaneously dehydrate into carbonyls and water. It means they're one carbon away from one another. What is a carboxylic acid? It is uh, a carbonyl with a hydroxyl group as the highest priority functional group at the end of at the end of a chain. It's gonna ask me for the different types of carboxylic acids. Um, what is a carbonyl group? Uh, carbonyl groups are or carbonyl groups. They're an oxygen double bonded to a carbon. What is an alkoxy group? Um, an alkoxy group is damn. Uh, an alkoxy group is just a carbonyl or like a parent chain that's bonded uh to another carbon chain with an oxygen in the middle. How do you name compounds with two double bonds? You obviously it's a diene, but like you have to put the numbers of the you replace the end name, but like you have uh you have to put the beginning number for the for when the diene starts, like from the direction that you numbered it. Um, what is acetone? It's also known as propanone. It's literally just a carbonyl that's bonded to two methyls. What is a carboxylic acid? It is a carbonyl with a carboxyl with no with a hydroxyl as its main as its highest priority functional group at the end of a chain. How do we name carbons relative like alpha, beta, gamma, delta? Like it's going in order the uh, from the carbon that's double bonded to the oxygen. What is a diol? It's a like molecule with two alcohols. Okay, here it is. Oh brother. It might be acetic acid, ethanoic acid, and propanoic acid, based on whether it's H. Um, whether it's H. Uh, if it's H, it would probably be acetic acid. If it's CH3, it might be maybe it's methanoic acid and then ethanoic acid. Damn, bro. You see, it is methanoic acid, bro. I should have gone on my gut. It's formic acid. Okay, so they have two names each. Thank you, bro, brother. Propionic acid or propanoic acid. Three. So we have uh formaldehyde, um, formaldehyde, acetaldehyde. Uh, I don't know, bro. Formaldehyde, acetaldehyde, propanylaldehyde. Yeah, I definitely forgot all of that, bro. What are the three carboxylic acid derivatives? I think one of them is esters. Um, that's like the easy one though. Ester, amide, and anhydrides. What are esters? Um, it's carbonyls with alkoxy groups attached. At the it's in the middle of a chain. Like one side is an alkoxy group, then the other one is a just a normal carbon chain. What are common names associated with carboxylic acids? Um, there's like methanoic acid or uh, formic acid. Then you have ethanoic acid with uh, um, formic. You have formic, acetic, and uh, propionic or propanoic acid is the third one. Um, methanoic, ethanoic are the other two. I did get those. What is a ketone? A ketone is 2 hours, guys. We spent a lot of time like just like hashing everything out. So even though this was like a fairly like simple thing, it gets dragged on so much longer, as you guys can see. We low key might have another 30 minutes left of this. Hopefully, I mean not hopefully, but like probably have another 30 minutes left realistically. at this rate, to be honest. What is a ketone? It's in the middle, like a carbonyl that's in the middle of a carbon chain. What are three common names associated with aldehydes? We have formaldehyde, acetaldehyde, and propionaldehyde. What is an aldehyde? An aldehyde is it is a group that runs at the end of it's a carbonyl that's at the end of uh, that is at the end of is a yeah, it's at the end of a carbon chain. What are the three carboxyls? So you have formic acid with just an H, you have acetic acid with an Me, and you have a propionic acid with an ethanol. Oh brother. Um Basically just say it in order, like realistically. Like just look at the groups that the ketone is attached to and alphabetize them and then put ketone at the end. How are how are esters named as substituents and parent chains? Esters are, I mean, I don't know if there's something else that I'm missing, but uh, you have esters are as they're gonna be either esters are gonna be either O eight or al al yeah alkoxy alkoxy carbono alkoxycarbonyl brother. How far back did it take me? What are the three what are the three carboxylic esters, amides, and anhydrides? How are esters named as substituents? Okay, so it's O eight and alkoxycarbonyls. Okay. Yeah, so this one was important. Okay. I see. What is an amide? Um, what is an amide? Um, it is a group with an amino that, like a carbonyl with an amino as its highest priority functional group. A brother. I don't even know why I said functional group. Like I know that amino wasn't on the list that we just got, but whatever. How do we signify groups that are bound to nitrogens in nitrogen-containing compounds? Um, properly signify groups that are bound to nitrogens and nitrogen containing compounds. Um, you put like an N at the beginning, like multiple times, even sometimes. Nah, cause look at this, right? This is the explanation. But you know what it is? Butanamide. So instead of butane or something like that, it's anamide, 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 methyl, ethyl. What? Because where did they get what? One, two, three. I guess. Okay. How are esters named as substituents and parent chains? Let me make sure you guys can still hear me. Okay. I don't even know if y'all can. I don't know if y'all were hearing the music that whole time. I hope so. I didn't even do anything to the music for it to not be audible anymore. But um, how are esters named as substituents and parent chains? The first term is the carbon chain that's locked behind the oxygen, and then the second term is going to be the the parent chain, and then O8. Oh, no, I'm right. I'm right. Parent chain. I mean, okay, I kind of get it now because it's like esters. Of course, it's rare that they end up being a substituent because parents are based on. Like, I was trying to try to learn how do I remember that esters are rarely substituent, and the answer is it's literally third on the priority list that we just learned. So of course it's rare. It's going to be rare alongside anhydrides, definitely aldehydes. Like aldehydes are of course going to be um of course going to be rare, rarely substituents. I, damn, I don't even. There will never be substituents. You see an aldehyde on there, like happiest day of your life. You know exactly. It's gonna end in an all. Esters as substituents. Why is there even a prefix? Why is there a prefix? I'm just thinking. Why is there a prefix? That must be bugging. There must be something higher than aldehyde, bro. Esters as substituents. Okay. Yeah, I said I was right. So, what are the common names? So you have formic acid, acetic acid, and propionic acid, um, or propanoic acid, um, or methanoic acid, or ethanoic acid. I said that in completely different orders, by the way. I just want y'all to know that. I know how to order them, but it's okay. All right, so um, you're gonna have. I mean, I pretty much said it. I know the orders. What is an amide? It's a carbonyl with like bonded to a nitrogen. You call call them dienes. It has two alcohols, and you change the ending to say diol. Oh, never mind. You do not, in fact, change the ending. What is a carboxylic acid? It has the OH as its highest priority functional group. What is acetone? It is also known as propanone. It is the most simple ketone. How do we? Oh, duh, propanone. Duh. It's gonna be C. It's gonna be C C C. So bruh, duh. I should have known that. How do we signify groups that are bound to nitrogens in nitrogen-containing compounds? Um, you put in they end in anamide. You also start off with like an N for whatever substituent group or like attached group that you're talking about. What are the three carboxylic acid derivatives? Um, you're gonna have amides, esters, and anhydrides. What are esters? They have an alkoxy group and a carbonyl. Um, yeah, pretty much. What is a diol? Um, a diol has two oxygens. Bruh, yeah. How do we name amides? Amides are uh, amides are like pretty. It's like what was the thing we made up again? It was Caleb and Esther 8, so it's like the fourth one. Um, uh, as amides, I don't know. Like, what is the special thing? Rarely substituents. Okay, so I this I'm gonna get rid of it. I'm suspending. What are three common names associated with aldehydes? Uh, Formaldehyde, acetaldehyde, and mm, I don't want to say propanaldehyde, but I am propanienaldehyde. God damn it. What is it? What is a diol? A diol is it has a molecule with two oxygens. You you I think you keep the parent name and you just add diol to the end. Okay. What is an anhydride? Damn. I hope you don't know. I'm gonna lie. A molecule with two carbonyls bonded to the same oxygen. Okay. I totally forgot about what this was. Um, how do we name anhydride substituents and parent chains? Uh, How do we name anhydride substituents and parent chains? Uh, uh, how do we name anhydride substituents and parent chains? It's just gonna say that it's rare, right? Rare. Name both sides of the anhydride. Okay, never mind. It's not just that it's rare. Um, Using the chain lengths and add the oic suffix. Um, uh, what is it talking about? How do you do that? How did they figure that out? Is it just because it's like name both sides of the anhydride? I don't like these. I was about to say, if I had to look at these and try to figure out how you do the naming, I would like die. One, so definitely two carbons there. One, okay, but definitely two carbons there too. So I guess okay. Why are three common names associated with? What are the three common names? Formaldehyde, acetaldehyde, and propionaldehyde. Yeah, I heard that correctly. I promise. What is an anhydride? It's two carbonyls bonded to the same oxygen in the middle. How do we name anhydride substituents and parent chains? They're rarely substituents, but when they are, you would like drop the oic acid, or you would add oic to the end, and you're adding anhydride to the end. Um, this is when it's apparent, right? When it's when it, yeah, yeah. Well, only when it's apparent. That's the only one that matters because the other one we remember with the other card. So when it's apparent, you're gonna put oic to the end. You're gonna count. Uh, you're gonna count on both sides of the like carbonyl, like how many carbons it is, and then put oic to the end, and then add like organize them in alphabetical order, and then add anhydrate to the end. Oh damn, anhydride, brother. What are the common names associated with carboxylic acids? Um, I'm about to be very right on my guess of 30 more minutes. What are the common names associated with formic acid, acetic acid, and one more, er, acetic acid, and oh, propa, propionic acid, and or propanoic acid, or methanoic acid, or ethanoic acid. How do we name ionic anhydride? You would put um, you would count from the carbonyl in order to get the names, right? Count from the carbonyl in order to get the names of the R groups, and then including the C from the carbonyl itself. You organize those in alphabetical order. Add oic to the end of both of them, and then add anhydride to the end, like as a separate term. How are esters named? Esters are going to be when they're substituents, or actually, no, when they're parent chains, then you're going to put the one that's bonded to uh, what's it called? To the O. You're going to get the amount of carbons before it, the amount of carbons that it has. So it would be propanoate, right? That's going to be the last word. Like, let's say it's like propanoate or ethanoate, something like that. And then the other one is just going to be the normal name. So if it's like an ethyl, if it's an ethyl that's on the other side, you're going to put ethyl propanoate, something like that. See? Yeah, you see? An amide is a carbonyl bonded to a nitrogen. How do we signify groups that are bonded? It ends in animide, and we put N as the prefix. Formic acid, acetic acid, and propionic acid, or propanoic acid, or ethanoic acid, or methanoic acid. Oh, brother. It's esters, amides. I'm just gonna put hard, bro. Just it has two alcohols. You put diol to the end. What is in? You keep it, right? Yeah. What is an anhydride? It's two carbonyls with an O in the middle. Three common names associated with aldehydes. You're gonna have what are common names associated with aldehydes? Um, Formaldehyde, acetaldehyde, and propionaldehyde. Damn, I forgot about the other half, bro. How do we name anhydride substituents? So for the parent chains, you're gonna add the oic to the end of both sides. You're gonna put them in alphabetical order. And then you're gonna add anhydride to the end. For aldehyde, it's gonna be um, uh, formaldehyde, acetaldehyde, and propionaldehyde, or um, or methanol, ethanol, and propanol. Three carboxylic. So we're gonna have amides, esters, and anhydrides. So we're gonna have formaldehyde, acetaldehyde, and propionaldehyde, or propanol, ethanol, methanol. Okay, so at the end of the day, it was 42 cards. Um, Technically, Should I do another chapter? Yes. Will I do another chapter? No. Um, that will in fact be the last one. Be realistically the goal. The my goal is always like it's always chapter, either chapter or like there will be days when I do more, and there will be days that I do less. Today we still have to do. We still have a lot to. We still have the Jack Weston to do. I do. I'm gonna look at U World and see if that's something that we should do as well. If not, it's fine, I guess. Um, like I think I would probably just do like I don't even know like 6 questions or something like that. I'll put like 6 questions on it and see if there's even questions on this, because if there's not, then well, whatever we what is there really even to think about, to be honest with you. Um, all right, let me switch out screens. Uh, uh, all right, let's get to it. Okay, all right. Let me let me make my my other screen. I'm gonna take myself off the screen because I don't want to see that. That's fairly distracting, to be honest. Um, what the? When did that happen? Sorry, guys. uh, that's very purposeful, by the way. I need y'all to know that. I'm not trying to get exposed. Um, okay. So, right. Hold on, guys. Sorry. I looked up at the screen because I brought it down. I should have brought it down again. Okay. Um, Hello, hello. Okay, cool. over the time, but I'm just gonna finish it at this point, bro. Thank God. Let me read. Yeah, that's realistically what I was thinking. Because child is crazy. Like, why would it? Why would it call them children? Like all of them? It wasn't even talking. The whole passage did not talk about children at all. And that one, I didn't. I'm not sure. Yeah, this one was hard, bro. It's like, when did they even mention taxpayers, bro? They didn't even mention taxpayers. That's why I didn't say nothing. Taxpayer funded. Why is that? Why is that detail even there? There was nothing about taxpayers, and the explanation doesn't talk about taxpayers either. 'Cause, like, I really wanted to say, like, it didn't say few. It said fewer, but it doesn't say few. This was a hard one, but 84% of people. All right, bro. Okay, we can end this. What, I think I got, like, was it 4 or 5 out of 6? Five. Yeah. Which one did I switch? I don't even know which one I switched. The only one that I only got one wrong. I mean, well, I guess, yeah. This one was the one that I switched then. I did switch that one. That's true. But I also took too much time on this. Other students' accuracy was 50%. That one was kind of difficult. How do I want to see the comments. I think what's so funny, question four. Wait, which one was the question that I got wrong? Oh yeah, question five. Let's see. Wait, let's see what people said. Um, you guys can hear me, right? Yeah, okay. Um, 25 is the logic it follows just doesn't make sense. If anything, C is the best. I'm sure the paragraph four, but none of the answer choices are completely correct. It's straight up wrong. The community mentals that are cited to be funded by taxpayer dollars are defined as places where people could get day-to-day help in managing their lives, not that they actually treat a disease. I don't think we ever read the comments. Okay. Now, before we get off, let's check to see if there's any uh man, what's my I don't have my UWorld account saved. That's weird. Um uh okay. We can make a new window, I guess. New window. Let's see. Um okay. All right, let's see. Question bank, create test. Let's see if Orgo. Wow. Orgo is separated into three different groups, and it is not separated. It is not separated how I had hoped. So it is not separated how I would have hoped it would be. Okay. Well, you know what that means. That means we cannot do that today. It is not really an option. Okay. So, well, thank you everyone for watching. I don't know why that screen is frozen like that, but thank you everyone for watching. Um, I hope that everyone has a good rest of their night, their day, their evening, afternoon, or any other part of the day. And